It's warm. Hey, thank you guys for clicking on this video. Thank you guys for coming back. And if you're just checking in for the first time, I appreciate you watching. So let me show you what we got going on. We got the kitchen cabinets today, and let me show you the boxes.
Well, we have a lot of cabinets. We knew there was going to be a lot of boxes, but this is kind of ridiculous. We're going to have a pantry here, and then range and hood. It's going to be awesome. And then this wall, it's going to be all uppers and lowers all the way to that back wall. And then here's a peninsula that's going to have more lowers, obviously. The sink's going here, and then it's going to have a overhang, like a bar top kind of thing, but at countertop height. So that's what's going to be going on here. I did not finish the drywall. I did prime everywhere the cabinets are going to go. But the reason why I didn't finish the drywall is because none of these houses are plumb, level, or square, but the cabinets need to be. So when I put my cabinets up against the ceiling, I know there's going to be inconsistencies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mud up to the cabinets to eliminate those inconsistencies as opposed to using a scribe. It's just a much cleaner look, a lot more custom look. We do have one big problem. These cabinets were ordered by Home Depot, and the saleswoman came out, met with the owner. Somebody dropped the ball, failed. That big, huge cabinet will not fit through this opening. I'm hoping when I take I might have to take this side off. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe when I open up the cabinet, the box, I'll be able to squeeze it in here. I don't know, but we'll see. So I've got to get all these cabinets out of here. I'm gonna put my laser here, and I'm gonna shine a laser line all the way across the cabinet or the kitchen. I'm gonna just temporarily place all of my lowers, and I'm going to bring that laser line down to the highest point, and then I'm going to shim all of the cabinets up to that highest point. That way when the solid surface countertop goes on, you don't get these weird gaps. If you ever see that in the kitchen, you know the kitchen cabinet guy maybe wasn't the most experienced or might have been in over his head. So that's how I do it. That's my little trick for you. So anyway, I'll keep you guys posted, so stick around. Well, there it is. 30 inches, just under 30 inches. And the opening is 31 inches. See, there was really no need to panic. I totally panicked. I was freaking out. Okay, I've got my laser set up and turned on, and you can see the line in most places where it's not being obstructed, but I basically lowered the line to the highest spot. My highest spot is actually right here on this cabinet, not including these last two. The floor curls up there, so I just lowered these cabinets. I trimmed these cabinets a little bit. But basically, there's my line. So I've got my line set. I've got all my studs marked. I've got these cabinets kind of temporarily where they're going to go so I can check it. So now I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to start setting all the way across. I have this long 8-foot straight edge. I've got a bunch of different sizes, and I want to make sure that as I set these cabinets, I take my straight edge and I touch it to the face. And I want to make sure that these cabinets are all in a straight line, and I will have to shim them off of the wall a little bit. But you kind of have to set them perfectly. They have to be level. Everything has to be square, and you need the faces to all be in a straight line, because when they cut that solid surface, they're going to cut that solid surface in a straight line. And so if your cabinets kind of do this along the wall, you'll notice it. And if your cabinets are not level, then you'll notice that where the solid surface sits on top of the countertops. So you really have to take your time, and you kind of want to pre-lay your cabinets and verify that all of your openings and your sections where the uppers and lowers are going to line up. Got to make sure that they line up. Sometimes you'll have to space them off the wall a little bit. And, you just kind of have to set everything accordingly. So you want to spend a lot of time on the prep. The more time you spend on the prep, the faster all of this stuff is going to go. you don't want to start setting all of these cabinets and then get to a point where you realize you've overlooked something and now you have to work backwards and take it all apart and do it all again. So, hey, look, you guys comment down below if you guys have any questions. I'll be happy to make a video for you or answer those questions the best that I can. Okay, I've got all these cabinets set. And as you can see, if you look close, you can see the laser along the back wall. And so you want to bring these cabinets up just barely underneath the laser, because if you bring it up to the laser, then you block it. But you just set something on top and you should be able to see the laser just right at that edge. And that's how you set it on all the corners. Now, these cabinets aren't always true boxes. They're not always square and perfect. So if you have to decide, well, if I put the front perfect, the back's going to be off a little bit. As long as the back isn't high, you're fine. The back can be low. Like this cabinet is a little bit off. The fronts are all nice and perfect. But if you look at the back, it's a little bit low. That's okay, because the plywood and the solid surface countertops will span that. You know, it'll sit on the highest spot. So you can't go higher. You can go lower and build it up, but if you go too high, you're in trouble. So, but there you go, guys. Your laser line right there. And everywhere I touch this, shim down on all the corners, the whole surface of this, it's right where it needs to be. And then if you'll see, I have shims at each corner of the cabinet. And that's to pull it out where it needs to be, so that when I have my long screed, and I put my screed along the face of these cabinets, boom, perfect. Nice, perfect straight line. And if I set it on top, then you'll be able to see that laser. So those cabinets are set perfectly. So on the back, I break off. So a little trick is, the cabinet's going to be sitting low before you shim it, obviously. But you can set a shim down on the edge, and where the laser hits the shim, you cut the shim there and drop it on the bottom. When you put the back of the cabinet on that shim, it's going to raise it right up to that line where it's supposed to be. And then I use polyurethane construction adhesive, and I basically not so much glue them down, but this stuff dries rock hard. And so I put dabs of that all around the footprint of the cabinet and then shim the face of it up. Now tomorrow I'm going to come and I'll either pull these shims out or just cut these shims off and rely on that hardened adhesive all around the footprint of these cabinets to hold them up, and it will work. And then also where I've marked my studs, I've got a shim and a screw. And obviously you put the shim behind, because if you don't, then when you screw the cabinet, it's going to pull your cabinet off. So this row is set. Now I have to deal with this head scratching nightmare, but I'll keep you guys posted. Hey, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Thank you very much. If you guys have subscribed, I really appreciate you. If you haven't, now's a good time to hit that subscribe button down there. And so you can see these jobs that I'm doing as they progress. So, all right, catch you guys later.